The pre-markets are red, but the opportunities for you to make money are still there. I'm going to talk about them. I am Dr. Stock, Doctor of Education. And if an astronaut is feeling claustrophobic, do you think that they could just use some space? I'm going to keep this real simple. I'm going to pop up 4 companies. I'm going to talk about their charts and the opportunities that I see. And then at some point through that, I'll tell you about how you can get free stocks from Moomoo. And I will also tell you about my Patreon, where you can see my buys and sells and my options course that I'm putting together. In the meantime, I want to get right into the charts on this. The very first company that I have for you is Netflix. So let's pop up the charts and start talking about some of the technicals that are on there. All right, here we go. We got Netflix up here, and you can see the sell-off that it's been on. You can see the downtrend that it's been on, and we've had this point of confluence that we just happened to break down through, and this one took us very quickly from the day before when we closed at 396 down to, holy cow, let me see where that closing price is. We closed at 386, so we gave up 2.5% on that one, and I do think that we have a fair way to fall on this. I think that we'll have enough downward pressure that we could possibly see around 368 to 370 coming out of that, and put options can most definitely be where it's at. And remember, none of this is financial advice. This is talking about opportunities and ways that you could play these things. So that is one possibility. If you're looking for something with cheaper premium, you could consider something like a bear call spread that could also help you out as well, because then dropping to the downside, even though it would cap off some of your profits, if this thing should bounce up anyway, then it is something that would limit your downside loss. So that would be most definitely something to look at for this one. So for Netflix, we could lose another 4 to 5% from where they're at right now, and I think that that would be really significant. So let's move on from there on to the next one. So we're going to look at Amazon, AMZN. The risk here is the 50-day. And if we look at the pre-market on this one, and that's currently sitting at 134.24, and when we go down to where that is, we are down below the 50-day on that one, and it is possible that we continue to break down through that, and I think 131 to 130 could be about where we find ourselves in the near future with Amazon. Should we keep on falling, we can see that we have bearish momentum on this one as well, just like we did on Netflix. And should we break down through these previous lows that we see here, head closer towards 30, we could see that further selling in there. And then that first stop is 130 to 131. And if things get really messy for us, then our next stop after that is down to 125. So we'll take a look and we'll see. I think 130, 131 is very reasonable. I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility to see down to 125. So another put option play, or like a bear call spread could be something else. And for a bear call spread, all you would do is sell a call that would have a lower strike price and buy a call that would have a higher strike price. And what you want to do is you want the stock to fall in a bearish way. That's where the bear part of that comes in. Call because it's call options that you're dealing with, and a spread because you're spread out across different strike prices but on the same expiration date. And even though that does cap your upside, it really does limit the downside that you could experience should this thing not go the way that you would expect it to go. Just be very careful about your probability of profit. And I think along the lines of probability of profit, it's really now would be excellent timing to throw in this, because with Moomoo, they actually give you an options analyzer that you can put in the position that you want, and they will tell you the probability of profit. And you can get, not on the Moomoo app, but by using my link down in the description, you get your 16 free stocks. And then here are the deposit levels for that: $100 deposit into your account to trade with. 5 free stocks come along with it. $1,000 or $5,000 deposit levels get you 15 free stocks and a free share of Tesla or Google at that $5,000 deposit level. They even have advanced trading strategies on there as well, and I use it myself, so I can tell you it's wonderful. If you want to see what I'm buying and selling over at the Patreon, that link is also down in the description. The community is growing rapidly. It's been very exciting, and there's been a lot of greens in a lot of people's portfolios. And if you want to amplify your own portfolio and you want to use options, I have that options course available for you as well. There are 9 lessons in there so far, putting perspective onto options themselves, and I will start getting into the application of those options up through advanced trading strategies there as well. So even if you're brand new to options, know nothing about options, but you're definitely interested in options and you want to amplify your own portfolio, please consider that course. I think that you'll really enjoy what's over there so far. I can tell my community members who have experienced it love it, and I think that you will too. So let's bring up the chart for Meta. Here's the chart for Meta. In the pre-market hours, we're trading just under $296. And I do think that we have room on Meta to trade down to 290, possibly if the market keeps on pushing things downwards. I think that we could possibly even see 275 pop out of this, and that can be really incredible in terms of gains. So buying put options would also help on this. However, you can also, once again, do that bear call spread if premium's what you're concerned about, that it would actually pay you upfront in premium. And then if the stock would go up in price, that's where you would lose money on that one, just as you would if you were to buy that put option. It just typically tends to be, depending on how you set it up, a lot less capital to risk in that. And then it also does cap the upside of it, and that's why people don't like it so much. But if you thought that the puts were a little bit rich and so it kept you out of it, then the bear call spread is something that could make it much more affordable and allow you to be in the game with less capital invested in it, with less capital to risk. So just something out there, something to consider, something to think about. And like I said, the options course, or if you want to talk to me about options, that Discord, absolutely astounding over there. And I can tell you, people are learning a lot. I'm learning a lot, and it's great to have that community surrounding it. All right, let's go to the last one. All right, so Nvidia, here we go. So this technical that you see on here, this broadening wedge pattern that we have happening, I would like to thank one of my Discord members. I did not previously get their permission to share their name, so I'm not going to share their name, but I will say one of my Discord members asked me about this last night. They're like, hey, what do you think about this pattern? It looks like we have a broadening wedge. I was like, oh my gosh. Yeah, we do have a broadening wedge going on here, and this can be a bearish signal for us. Now, we know about the sell-off that we've had so far, but it is possible that we keep pushing down through that. And when we look in the pre-market, we're actually trading just under $417 per share. So where does that put us? So 417, let me move my cursor here, zoom in a little bit more. 417 is right there. So it's just barely, if I go over here to where we're at, we're just barely beneath the trend line. And this is one that on market weakness. And I said this, that Nvidia's stock price is most definitely in the hands of the market right now until the next catalyst comes along. And even then, the trading multiple of all stocks is going to be affected by market weakness. Nvidia is definitely not immune to that. So for these prices, as we get that weakness coming into those multiples and we see that stock price come down for whatever security is, in this case, Nvidia, for me, because I've done my homework on Nvidia, I believe that that would be a buying opportunity. But in the meantime, if it's going to fall, I'm going to work to capitalize on it, and any profits that I can make, I can turn around and use that to purchase more Nvidia stock. So that's the way that I look at that. I do have my Nvidia stock price prediction and Nvidia earnings forecast up through 2028 available over at the Patreon. So you can actually go over there and check that out, as well as see my buys and sells. Join my Discord, talk with me and my community members. And from what they've said so far, they really love the Discord and the community and the atmosphere that we're building over there. So if you're interested, come on over. That's enough of that. And so for this one, where do I see it going? Nvidia could actually show us, if it breaks 410, it can show us 400, and even beyond that 400 that it would show us. So 400, by the way, isn't too far away. When we look at this chart, right where I have my cursors where 400 is, we could actually come down to the bottom of this and really start to see like 365 play out somewhere around there. As a matter of fact, let me move that up. All right, so I'm going to amend that, and I'm going to say that 375 could be about where we see that. And if we zoom way out, we can see where we left off. And this peak that we had before, was at 345, and we have this huge gap to fill in here. So if the market goes really sideways on this, and that doesn't mean anything bad about Nvidia, all that means is that the stock price could possibly keep on tumbling for right now. And then as multiples recover, Nvidia's stock price should also recover. And I think we're going to have a wonderful rally coming out of it whenever the weakness is over. So we're going to watch this and see how it plays out. So seeing that sort of drop for a stock that I believe in the right market conditions is a $500+ stock, that would be something that I think would take significant market selling pressure, and then Nvidia would be kind of drugged down with it along with its trading multiples. And I think that's exactly why we're seeing the sell-off that we are right now. But I think out of that comes incredible opportunity, and that is what I'm looking for, is those outsized gains when we turn back around. However, if we play just one side of this market, if we only play the upside, then things like 2022, when they happen, those big sell-off moments, if we don't capitalize on the way down as well, we are leaving a ton of money on the table, and I'm just unwilling to do that. And I will work to navigate these markets, and in any environment, work to squeeze out every ounce of profit that I can. If you guys are interested in amplifying your portfolio, want to get that options course that's over there, if you want to talk with me and my community members, be part of the excitement that we have going on over there, wonderful group of people, my Nvidia stock price prediction, Nvidia earnings forecast, Tesla stock price prediction and earnings forecast, by the way, is coming up soon to the Patreon. The link for that is down in the description. And then guys, those free stocks from Moomoo, not only are getting that trading platform, but then you can also trade options exactly where I do. And I'll tell you what, it's pretty awesome, especially the options analyzer that they have on there. And then they also have an options calculator feature as well, where you can play around with that and see what would benefit you the most. Thanks guys for watching this video. I am Dr. Stock, Doctor of Education. Remember my friends that learning is earning, and we'll see you in the next video.